which we are going to learn here is elastic load balancer. This will be first. And second is your auto scaling. Auto scaling. These two things we are going to learn. So this will take again, 30 minutes to 40 minutes or maximum 1 hour. This will be taken again 1.5 hour. So we will be able to complete. In the whatever the pending part we do have into the EC2, that is your types of purchasing option. Types of purchasing option. That we will be doing it on Monday. Like that, your EC2 will get complete. The basics of EC2 will get completed. Advanced we will be learning in, right? So we are going to start with the elastic load balancer. So what is the load balancer, guys? Load balancer distribute load balancer distributes incoming traffic equally to targeted servers. Targeted servers. For example, let's say this is one server, server 1, or VM you can say this is server 2. Now, generally what will happen, server 1, server 2, they are different servers. So for if you need to send the traffic to server 1, you will be able to use a different method like either you will be using the domain of it or you will be using the IP address of it. Like the same S2, server 2, you will be using IP address or domain. But in case of load balancer, if you use the load balancer here in the between of it, so load balancer further will provide you one URL endpoint, URL endpoint. So basically this URL endpoint further you can map with your domain. You can map with your domain. Let's suppose your domain is www.facebook.com. Facebook.com. See, when I speak the domain, guys, this is not the full domain. When I am writing, let's have a look on these ones. Neither you will get confused. Whenever we are talking about the domain, so how exactly it will look? We are using www dot sorry facebook.com. So this www is host and this .com is your domain and this Facebook is your subdomain. So whenever we are talking about domain, it means we are talking about this .com, right? So this will give you the, a name of your website so that you can reach to the server, right? So first, elastic load balancer we are keeping here, right? And here we are keeping virtual machine 1, virtual machine 2, or we can call it sometimes server 1, sometimes server 2. So these two virtual machines we do have. Now this ELB, elastic load balancer, will give you the URL endpoint. Now all the traffic will come to the URL endpoint. This URL, all the traffic will. Now this load balancer will distribute the traffic. It will distribute, or you can say it will distribute, or it will balance the traffic. It will balance the traffic. This is how it will work, right? And if I'll show you the next feature of it, how basically it will look like whenever you will do the deployment. So let's suppose if you are having virtual machines here or your server. So you are using multiple server like Facebook's they are using like more than 1,000 load balancer they are using. More than 1,000 load balancer Facebook is using now in different region, different zone. So this is VM1, this is VM2, this is VM3, this is VM4. It is not mandatory all the configuration of each VM should be same. It may have different configuration also. So this load balancer will distribute the traffic. So 25% will go to the first, 25% second, 25% it will go to each one. 25%, 25%, 25% traffic will go to this VM, this VM, this VM, this VM. So in the first deployment part, you will be creating a group of all the targeted resource. So you will create a group of target resource. These all are the target resource. That's why we used to call it as a target group. Target group. Targeted resources you will group together. You will be calling it as a target group. And uh, so in the load balancer, you will be having a feature of health check. This health check will check whether which virtual machine is healthy. If some of virtual machine or server is unhealthy, let's say VM1 is unhealthy, so the traffic it will not send to VM1. It won't send traffic to VM1. It will start sending to VM2, VM3, VM4 only, not to VM1. That is one more feature of load balance. In the third feature, if you can see under this, first is your target group, second one is your health check, third feature is listener. So this load balancer in virtual machines, they all are listening for which port or on which port they are listening. Means if traffic is coming to this load balancer, now you need to allow a listener. Means if traffic is HTTP, so it should be allowed here with the load balancer itself. In load balancer here, let's say if you are keeping HTTP port 80 here, so now this will be listening by entire target group. So here you can filter the traffic also at the place of listening. What traffic you want to allow, what traffic you want to deny by using this security. I hope I made it clear to everybody what is load balancer. Shall I show you the lab of it now?
Yes, yes, sir.
So in the lab, if you see the deployment, we will be having a virtual machine here. One virtual machine we will create. In first, we will launch this EC2 instance as a server one. And in this, we will be installing IIS web server. And then we will connect and deploy and check it out the server one. Like the same, we will be doing with the server two. But here web page of server 1 and web page of server 2, we will be modifying, right? Different web page we will be keeping, so that we can easily identify if the load balancer is distributing the traffic towards both of the server. So which particular server is responding, which machine is responding, that we should know it, right? And it will give the URL. So by using that URL endpoint, we will be able to check it whether the load balancer is working or not. So this will be the process of lab, and let's start now. They have created means the in this lab they have created a network. They have created a network for us. It is a network. Further, you will be learning about the VPC. And the name of this VPC is Lab VPC. They said if you need to perform this load balancer lab, you go with the Lab VPC. This is the VPC that you are going to use. Under this VPC, they have divided multiple subnets. Subnet is nothing but a part of your network. So here they have divided as a subnet 1 public, subnet 1 private, like the same subnet 2 public and subnet 2 private. So if you are using, if you are using one machine you are keeping into this subnet, public subnet, and another machine you are keeping here. So what will happen? Basically, this will be in separate availability zone, this will be in separate availability zone. Right, these setups has been given. So if you need to keep your machine, first machine in subnet 1, which is the public subnet 1, and then second machine in public subnet 2. Because we want to create a load balancer which will be internet facing load balance. Why? Because if you need to, your traffic is coming from internet to the servers. Your traffic is coming from internet. So if you are using, you know, internet traffic which is coming to your server, it means that if it will be public subnet, then only it will be reachable. If it will be private IP address or private subnet will not be reachable from internet. That's why we are not using this. But load balancer also you can use in private. So privately what it will do, it will balance the load privately, not internet facing, right? So this setup has been given. So we are going to use public because and your first step is to create server 1, right? Your first thing is you need to create server 1, right? So we'll go to EC2 and we'll launch one instance. We will launch one instance. So we can give the name. Let's say I'm keeping app server 1. App server 1. Until now we are into Windows only, so we will be selecting Windows image itself. And in the Windows, we will be selecting 2022 base. Why? Because it will support T2 micro, means the free tier eligibility. Sorry. I have given a name, app server 1, selected Windows, and under the Windows, we have selected AMI called Microsoft Windows Server 2022 base. Automatically, instance type T2 micro will come and we will create a key pair. Key pair I have created. It will be downloaded into your PC. And here, everything you need to see little bit carefully because we are not using default here. Here the network has been created for this lab purpose. So we can just edit this option. We can change this option. So here it is, you can see here it is showing default. So we are not using default. The lab VPC has been made for us. So we will be using lab VPC because that has been created by the system. And as you can see under this, if we are creating a public or interfacing load balancers, for that we need a machine which will be available or which we need a server which will be available on internet. So we will be first time we will be keeping public subnet 1. Second time you can select the public subnet. Under the lab VPC, first time public subnet 1, second time same under the lab VPC public subnet 2. And it should have internet, it should be reachable from internet. So we will be giving one public IP address. So here first time public IP address will be enabled. And here you can see under the firewall, and it is used to filter the traffic which is inbound and outbound. So you can give the name of this security group. So I am going to give a single security group for all the resource. For the second machine also we will be using same security group. For your load balancer also will be using the same security group. So ideally, without breaking or without filtering the traffic which you want to allow. So let's say here I'll give security group my security group in my security group that I'm just keeping for both, means app 1, I'm keeping the security group for all app 1 and and app 2 both I am creating now, right? And for your load balancer also we'll be using the same. In the description it is telling like what we are going to allow. So we will allow here RDP because we want to connect with the remote desktop protocol plus we are having the web server, so we will be using HTTP, right? So here RDP is already added. We have to add one more rule here, that is HTTP. So here we search HTTP, we'll select, and this source you should make it as anywhere. That's this is what you have to set up here. If you need, I can repeat it from starting once again. Or shall I go ahead, guys?
Go ahead, sir.
Perfect. So I'll just click here, launch instance. So your first machine create. Once the first one is ready, immediately we'll go to the server one is running now. Ape server one is running now. Oh, sorry. Now what you can do is you will create the ape server 2, means another instance. So we will click here on instance. Here we give to this Windows same is like this. If you need to change the configuration, you can change deal here. But keep it same because we are, we do Microsoft free upload. So Microsoft Windows Server 2022 base. Instance type is T2 Micro. In key pair, if you want to use different key pair, you can use. If you want to use same key pair, you can use. So if let's use different key pair for it, right? So we will just server 2 key pair. And again, we will be coming into the main setup. Your main setup is network setting. We will edit this. In here, as I have told you earlier, we have to select lab VPC. And under the subnet, you must have to select public subnet too. Public subnet. By default, it is coming. If it is not, you can click here and you can select public subnet. Auto assign IP should be enabled. Then only you will be getting the public IP address. And security group is not required here to create again. So we can use the select existing security group, and here we can use our own my group which we have created for ape1 and ape2. I have added this, and that's it. You have to just launch. So here you can see we are not adding the security group new one. We are just using the existing one. Auto assign public IP is enabled. Subnet is public subnet 2. VPC is lab VPC. Key pair we have created and remaining settings are same. Now we will launch the instance. So there are two things that we have seen before, guys. The thing number one was if you need to install the IIS server, the first way we have seen, we have to open the server manager and we have to click next, 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 and we will be able to.
Sir,
Yes.
in server 2 also, we want to create a secret group name. What?
In server 2 select existing security group.
Okay.
All right. So let's click here on instance and here if you see if you server if server 1 if server 2 both are running. Right. This I'm using web server for now, so I'll just delete the name. Next thing is we will try to install the IIS web server in both of the machine, right? So that we can able to keep the web server, right? So let's go ahead with the first machine. And here we go to the RDP client. We have created so many time multiple machines, so you might have aware about it how to connect. Okay, so this is app server one. So we will be using app server and we'll upload here and we'll click here to decrypt the data. And we got the password. We can download the remote desktop file and we can open this. So, guys, shall we install IIS server by command or shall we install the IIS by using the server manager?
By comment, sir.
By command, it will be easy and fast. So, the command which I have used, see, if you generally what happens sometime, if you type the command, it will show you. So, what I basically do is to copy the web server command is I'll just write here create Microsoft on this page. So I just come here and I do copy from here, right? So this is the command that I'm sharing with you all now also here in the chat box. You can use this command. You can just write install hyphen Windows feature, window W capital feature F capital space hyphen name space cap W web hyphen server include management tool that I have shared with you. So now guys, this is your machine which is to install the IAS server. So we will just open the Windows PowerShell now. We'll open the Windows PowerShell. This is your Windows PowerShell. So once you have connected the machine, you need to just open the Windows PowerShell. Once after opening it, you need to paste the same command. It will start installing the IIS web server. Right? So I'll hit enter.
Yes, sir.
So here you can see it is true, means success. It has been installed. Once it is done in web server 1, so here you can create a text file, right? So you will open the notepad here. Just open notepad once. For testing purpose, this page we are creating, this page we are creating for testing purpose. Here I'll just write one line of HTML code. I'll just write, hey, this is the first app server. First means this one. So many one I have added so that you can see which server is responding. First one. And we can just close it by keeping h1 header and then HTML. And this text, if you need, I can also share to you all in the chat box so directly you can copy and write. Now, this where to save it? Where to save this? So you have to click on file. See this option, how we are doing. Save as. You can give the name of file as a index.html and select all file. All files, so whatever the extension we will give, it will become the same file. So index.html, all file. And we need to keep this file into this PC, local disk C. Here you will be having inetpub www root. This we have done already, right? So here we will keep the index.html. And you all to verify what we'll go to instance. You can paste if still working the first machine and the second machine. So I'll share in the chat box, right? This is mine one. Verify it by clicking on the site. And please make sure it should be HTTP, not HTTPS. Funny Chandra shared. Let me check whether it is working or not. Very good, Funny Chandra. Oh, you have written the same text also. But it is working. I am able to see Funny Chandra has done it. First server of Funny Chandra is working. Anybody else who has done with the first server? See guys, we are performing the lab step by step. Okay. So the same thing you have to do with the server 2 also guys. Same thing you have to do with the server. So what will I do is I'll say a server 2 now. How to perform it. So now we will select app server 2 to connect it. RDP client, get password. We are doing it for second. Yes. So I have uploaded the key pair for the second server as you can see. I'll just decrypt the password. I'll copy the password and download the remote desktop file for second server. So I'll just open and I'll click on connect. Give the password and click on OK. So this will be the second server. Second server will be connected and we have to perform the same thing on the server number 2 also. Server number 2 also. Server number 2 also. And if you can remember, we have to just we have to just open the what do we say Windows PowerShell and we have to paste the command to install IIS web server. So here let's open Windows PowerShell. This is your Windows PowerShell. Windows PowerShell. Now we will paste the same command here. The command is install Windows feature name web server include management tools. Right? So IIS server will start installing into the server 2 also. As you can see, it is collecting the data further. It will. And guys, please remember when we are creating the index.html file by using Notepad. So now I'll search Notepad in the same machine, Windows Server 2 or App Server 2. Here, if you see, here we will be writing now the same HTML, we will be taking one header as H1, and whatever we want to print it on a screen, we can add here now, writing. Uh-huh. Guys, do the lab because server 2 is also live. Like that, whatever you want to print, you can do it, right? And in the bracket of these two, we can just add a multiple time two so that we can identify by visualizing, these two. And after that, we can just, close the header by keeping like this h1 slash h1 header and slash html, right? And this again, if I copy, I can share this to you all so that you can also. Geetika had shared both of the because the spelling is wrong, right? Geetika had shared both IP address of the machine, right? I think for her, both are working now, correct? Not only Geetika, I guess, if I see here, hers has also shared both of the IP address which is working. Parimal, Sai Kumar, and most of you have shared one. Good guys, good. So it is done now, as you can see. It has been installed here. So if it is installed, we are good to save this file into the same place. We'll click on file. We'll click here on save as. Please remember here the name we are giving index.html. That is first thing. And second thing, do not forget to select the all file. If you will not select all file, it will become a text document. And if you will check it out, your server will not respond. So please make it as all files. And then under this PC, you will go to local disk C and then internet public www root. In here you can see. That's that. Can close it. And we can minimize to verify. We can go back to instances. We can go back to instances. And this is our public IP address of the instance 2. We can just copy and paste here to verify whether server 2 is responding or. And please remember always do not keep HTTPS. See, it is showing HTTP. So we have to check HTTP. So here you can see guys, server 1, sorry, this is of Geetika. My server, app server 2 is there. Now if I show you app server 1 IP address, app server 1 IP address is this one. One is 54.244, it is first server, and this one is second server. See, both server is working perfect. Now the next setup that you have to do is the load balancer concept. Now you are going to apply. Now load balancer part you will apply. Let's suppose the server 1, the app server 1 is getting that much traffic, more traffic, and it is not able to handle unhandled traffic it is getting. And you are adding one more here app server so that they both together can handle the traffic. Handle the For that we need a load balancer to balance the traffic for both. Now The first thing which you need to do here is, if you are having this virtual machine 1 or server 1, virtual machine 2 or server 2, so these all are two different servers. Now these two different virtual machine or server, you have to bring into a single target group. You have to bring into a single target group. That you have to create a target group and you have to include this VM and this VM. You have to include into the target group. Once you will done it, then you will be creating the load balance. And then it will balance the traffic. So shall I start with the load balancer, guys? Shall I show you the next step after this?
Sure, sir. Sir.
Perfect. So if you scroll towards the left menu, under the load balancing, the first option is load balancer, and second option is target group. Basically, target group is a group where your entire targeted resources you will be grouping, right? So here you can click here to create the target group. And as you can see, load balancer will not only balance the traffic of instance, it can balance the traffic for IP addresses, lambda functions, and application load balance. So for now, we do have instances. So we will select instance and we will give the name of target. So we have created for instance. So I'll give instance target group, target, instance target. The protocol and port, because instance, both instances, guys. Instance 1 in instance 2. Both are listening on the port number 80, which works on the protocol HTTP, right? And then IP addresses type. We are only using IPv4. Later on, we will be using IPv6. So right now we are using IPv4 and VPC is very important. See, your entire setup, which we are doing is into this network, lab VPC. So here again, you have to select the lab VPC. Do not select the default one where name is not coming. Select the lab VPC. Select the lab VPC. This is health check. The health check will, you know, send the traffic to the server. And it is HTTP using HTTP protocol. If server will respond, it is healthy. If it will not respond, it is unhealthy. So the advanced part you will be learning in future how exactly you are going to set up all these things. But for now, health check you understand like this. And then that's it. You have to set up on the page number 1. And now you have to click on next to register your target. So which are your target right now? Any guess? Anybody? Which are your target?
Server 1.
Web server 1
Oh,
and
yes, sir.
app server 2.
Server 2.
Yeah. So now these two, we will click here, include as pending below. So if you select, it is pending. If you click here in on the blue circle, include as pending below, it will come under the targets. Click here. See, it came under the targets. Both. And then you can click here to create the target. This is what you have to do. Do not forget to include as pending below. Create target. Done with the target group, guys.
Yes, sir.
See, once you will complete this lab, so load balancer, if you do the practice of it one more time, you will be able to do the lab, very frequently. Done, guys? Shall I move
Yes, sir.
forward or
Done.
shall I wait?
Move
So,
forward, sir.
so
Sir, I have a doubt, sir.
yes,
Sir, in target group for the path, what we need to add, like slash index.html, we need to add a path or leave it blank, sir?
We have to leave it
No.
blank because this is responding without adding slash index.html. See,
Okay, sure.
okay, so we have to keep it as it is. If we need to add, some website or some pages, that time we can add.
Okay, sure.
All right, so next, the target group is ready. Now we will create the load balancer. As you can see in the left menu, there is an option called load balancer. We will click here and we'll click here to create load balancer. And I have told you yesterday, load balancers are three types. As you can see, the first one is application load balancer. If you need to balance the HTTP and HTTPS traffic of your application or web application, then you will use the application load balancer. Whereas, if you need to balance the traffic of UDP and TCP, then you will be using network load balancer. If you are having third-party virtual appliances and you want to balance the traffic of it, you will be using gateway load balancer. So for now, we are balancing the traffic for application which is HTTP, so we'll use application load. Here we'll click to create. Classic is also there. Classic is previous generation. In Classic, all the three were combined, but now they have divided separate. And Classic is the, last version. Create the application load. So we will give the name also. So let's write here ELB, or in short, I'll write ELB, Elastic Load Balance. Okay, ELB, Elastic Load Balance. And the name should be unique within your AWS account because it won't change after creating the load balance. So I just created ELB. Now the scheme.
Yada, yalla.
Okay. So here we can see scheme is we are creating for internal load balancer for external. So we are creating internet facing which is external load balancer. IP address will be same IPv4. Here network mapping is important. Again, you will be selecting your own network which has been given to you for doing this lab is lab VPC. And remember availability zone. We have created one machine into subnet 1, second machine in subnet 2, both are public, and this is availability zone where your public subnet 1 is here. This is availability zone where your public subnet 2 is here, right? So here you have to select your availability zone, public subnet 1 and public subnet. Done, guys? And coming to security group, this is coming default. We have to cut this. We are not going to use default. Just cut this out. Now, which security group we made here? Let's say I have added one security group in both of the machine. My security group name is ape1 and ape2. My security group ape1 and ape2. This security group I'll add here. But if you have created one security group for machine 1 and another security group for machine 2, so both security group you have to add it here. We have created only one, so I have added one. Is it clear, guys? Is
Yes,
it
sir.
clear? So your resource, your target group will be listening HTTP port 80 that protocol. So here we can select and we can select your target group. This is the target group which we have created. This is the target group which we have created. Once you click here, it will come. right? And that's it you have to do, guys. Let's rest up the things you will be learning into the advanced feature. Now you can click here to create the load balance. I'll repeat it from starting once again so that you guys should not get confused. I have given a small name called ELB for load balance. It is internet facing because it's an external load balance. And I have selected my lab VPC. Under the lab VPC, the first public subnet is under US West 2A, which I have selected. It will come if you select, it will come. So you have to select public subnet 1. Here, you have to select your own security group. You have to remove the default one if it will come here. Under the listener and routing, you have to add the target group. And you can click here to create the load balance. So, yeah. It is asking the feedback. Creating an application load balancer was easy. Of course, easy. No need to give feedback. Done, guys. Done.
Sir,
Yes, sir.
yes, sir, completed. But it's taking provisioning time.
Yeah, it will take time in provisioning because in backend there are multiple servers. So uh, there are default traffic basically. You know, initial file traffic, file traffic. Uh, if you'll send on your load balance, initial file traffic. If you send on your load balancer, those file traffic it will send to both of the machine. Let's say any one of machine will not respond for consecutive file traffic, then it will keep into error disable mode, means that is not responding kind of. So for that, the provisioning are creating, even it will take few more seconds, not even in minutes. It will take in seconds, guys. Meanwhile, you can explore some of options and you can see whether your target group is ready or not. So this ELB we have created, and if you need to visit the target group, in the left menu we do have target group, and here is again our target group. So either we can go from here or we can click here to go to the target. So in the target group, from both instances are unused. If we refresh, it is again getting initialized. So it will come, guys. It will come now. You can check it out under the load balancer. If you refresh it, you can see the load balancer. It is still provisioned. Ritvik is saying it is working for Ritvik. So I'll show first of all the output of Ritvik, guys. Let me copy his URL, the URL endpoint of his load balance. See, this I have received from Ritvik. See, it is coming as a first server 111 and second server 222. See, same. First server, second server. First server, second server. Very good, Ritvik. It's working. Good. Sai Kumar also I got. Charan also I got. Let's check Sai Kumar once. And guys, I'll check mine one also because it is into provisioning. It will come. Wow. Server 2 is running. Server 2 and server 1 is responding. Very good. Very good, guys. So Charan has message. Geetika has message. Funny has message. Sai Vasudha. Alright, so let's see my output, guys. I'll refresh it once and see the load balancer. It is active now, right? So this is the URL which we can copy from here, DNS name, and we can paste here. So it will respond. See, this is first server. This is first server again. Second server is also live, right? See, both is responding. If you will keep the pages identical, you cannot identify whether which server is responding. That's why whenever we are using any website, let's say www.facebook.com, so their pages used to be identical. So we do not understand whether which server is responding. And you can set up websites also on both server and you can check. If you refresh one time, another website will come. If you refresh another time, another website will come. It's up to your what all are the data you are keeping on this. Now there is one more thing, guys. Let's say some users are there. Some users are there. They do have very fixed latency. So guys, our load balancer is working now perfectly. Now, for example, this is the load balancer. This is your server one. This is your server. There are two customer. There are two customer. Customer one, customer two means who is sending their traffic to the load balancer, right? And you on that. So, if customer one traffic first time it went on server one, all the time, all the time, it should go on server one only. If customer two traffic went to server 2, so all the time it should go to the server. So we used to call session. This is nothing but session, right? So this traffic session will get created from this server. How many time it will send the traffic? It will go to the server. If if different customer are different browser, even if you use, this will go to another server. So you are going to bind, session means you are going to bind browser to server connection. Browser to server connection. This will get bind basically. And if you want to test, guys, if you want to test, I'll show you. One and two. One and two. Both are live, right? Now, if I'll go to the load balance, under this, if I open my target group, guys, if I open my target group, if I open my target group and if I select my target group here, and then if I go to attributes option, feature option, attribute option, and if you see here, if you scroll it down, it is telling target selection configuration stickiness. You want to stick with the browser, it is off. What you can do is now, if you need to turn it on, you can click edit option and you can just stickiness you can turn on now. And as you can see, it will the stickiness type is up to type. Application based cookies are load balancer generated cookies. So sometime whenever we are opening any website or web application, so we are getting a session cookies request most of the time, right? So that request comes when the server needs to bind your browser together so that they can bring the same content whatever you are looking for, right? So that is the feature if you need in your load balancer that you can set up here. Let's say I am doing it for 1 day. That's fine. And we can save it. Done. Let's go back to the output now. It is showing server 1, server 1, server 2, server 1, server 2, server 1, server 2, server 1, server 2. Let's see now. It will not go to server 1. See how many time I'm clicking here. It will not go to server 1. It won't go, guys. If you see here, if I'll keep server 2, again if I'll keep here server 2, again if I'll keep here server 2, again if I'll keep here server 2, it won't go to server 1. But at the same time, let's say if I'm opening another browser called Microsoft Edge, and here if I keep, it is opening server 1. So now this browser, if I just reload, it will not open server 2. This will open server 1 only. See, but this will open server 2 only. It means that we have binded the feature. Along with that, if any one of the target, as you can see in your target under the health check, both target, if you see, both target, if you refresh it once, it will come healthy. Both target is healthy, right? But one of it, let's say one of it will become unhealthy. One of it will become unhealthy. Even if you are going to turn off your session also, let's say if you are going to turn off your session, is that option? Edit. If I'll turn off the stickiness and I'll save the changes, and if I'll try now, so it will take few seconds to come up, guys. That we have to just wait. The settings needs to be applied, right? As you can see, both are started to come. Now, now if you need to verify whether if one server or if one target will become unhealthy, so the entire traffic will go to server 1. So let's go to instances and let's stop server 1. We can click on instance state and we can stop. It means that if your server is not working, server 1 is not working, it means that it will get stopped and it will get disconnected also. So as for now, one machine got disconnected from me. And if I refresh, it is showing stopping, stopping, stopping. So now it means that it should send all the traffic to 2 only because 1 is not working. This is the load balancer feature, guys. The first feature I have told you, it will distribute the traffic 50-50% to to one server, second server. Second thing, health check will check whether which is healthy and unhealthy. So this is healthy, that's why it is coming unhealthy. It will not send the traffic. We are sending the traffic, but we are not getting any error. We are not even reaching to the one because it is unhealthy. It is coming to the second. In the third thing we have seen into the feature of it. The third thing we have seen into the feature of it was the listener and port that we have seen into the security group. And fourth feature which we have added here as a session stickiness. So guys, this is done with the load balancer. This is what about load balancer is. And next topic which we are going to learn after the break is auto scaling through. So that you will be saying we have completed this images part, EBS part, the last this network and security part, load balancing part, auto scaling part. This trust store uh, basically, it is basically used for uh, uh, what do we say? First thing, this is the new one, right, which is added very recently here. As you can see, it is saying a trust store determines which client certificate can establish MTLS connections with your listeners. Trust store include a certificate authority bundle and can include certificate revocation. So it's all about if you are using HTTPS traffic or in the secure traffic where you need certificate to that should be issued by certificate authority to verify whether you are the trusted user or not, or it can be trust on you. So that is the part of certificates that we will be seeing up into the domain name server or DNS in detail. So this is related to certificates, guys. This has been added new, you can see, and we will be moving up to the auto skill. Sorry, yeah, I asked to unmute. Ah, Charan, tell me.
No, sir. Okay.
Okay. So let's continue. So scaling means adding up the resources or shrinking both comes under the scaling. Now, scaling is of two types, guys. One we used to call manual, second we used to call automatic. So manual scaling means you need to, if you need to do manual scaling, you will go to the resource and you will modify the resource. Modify the resource. That will be manual. So maybe let's say if you are having 2 GB RAM of a machine, 2 GB RAM of a machine, if you need to do manually scale to make it 4 GB or 10 GB, first you need to stop the instance and then you need to modify and then you need to right? So if you are stopping it, obviously the downtime will increase. Downtime of your application will get increased. But when it comes to automatic, once you know let's say this is your resource. If workload will increase, then same configuration resource will be added on the same. If workload will reduce, then the number of resource will get reduced. Initially it was one, two got added. So now once more load you will remove, so again it will become to single machine or single resource. This process will happen automatic. This process will happen manually. When you are talking about automatic, so there should be some agent and there should be some agent or parameter on which this automatic scaling should happen. So in that, we are using something called matrix. Matrix of, matrix of machines. Matrix of machines. So whenever you will open task manager of your local system even, this is the task manager of local system. If you click on performance, you see your CPU is getting utilized in between of 21, 20 to 24%. See, 20 to 24%. So this graph, whatever it is coming, the graph, as per the time, the utilization is keep coming. So this graph, you can further call it as a matrix. As per the time when utilizations are getting changed, that is a matrix. So on this matrix will be agent now. So what will you do? You will use a policy now. You will use a policy. In policy, you will add few permission. Now your permission will be if the CPU utilization is greater than 25%, 30%, 50%, 60%, then then if this condition achieved, then what all are the actions we are going to take? In the action, you will define, let's say if this is one machine only, one virtual machine. So in action you will define automatically if it is increasing to 60%, then number of virtual machines should be 3. Maximum it should achieve 3. Minimum it's at 1. And minimum is 1. Once it will achieve 60%, then it will auto scale to 3 machine. Now the CPU utilization, just because of some services or some traffic you are using, so it is reaching 60%. Whereas you are using now 3 machine. So now it will divide it 20%, 20%, 20% to each machine. So they will perform better. Or maybe 60% more, it means that it may be 90 also, right? 60% more than 60% CPU utilization means 90% also. So that time it will give 30-30. If you are keeping maximum instance 2, so it will come 45%, one 45%, other, both will work proper. So this is how the auto scaling happen. Got it, guys? Got it? Are you able to hear me?
Yes, sir.
So there is one another service in AWS that we used to call CloudWatch. We used to call it is a monitor service, monitor, and it is used to monitor the, it is used to monitor the AWS resource. It means that a CloudWatch is a service inside that if you are, let's suppose if you are creating a virtual machine. So this CloudWatch will give you the entire matrix of it, entire matrix of it, matrix of it. Like how much CPU utilization is there, how much network in speed is there, how much network out speed is there, how much read data read speed is there, how much data write speed is there. These entire graphs you will be seeing under the CloudWatch, and these graphs are nothing but your matrices. Further, this will be considered as a matrix. So if you, and it is not only for, if your resource is into cloud, then only you are using. It is not only for the resource which are there in the cloud. It is for on premises also. Let's say you are having 100 computer and these computers should be monitored. So this computer also you can monitor in on premises by using CloudWatch service. CloudWatch is for both on premises and for virtual resource also. So how to understand this? So if you can see my screen, guys, we have created these servers, right? Our machines. Are you able to see these machines?
Yes, sir.
So if I select app server 2 and if I go under the monitoring, third option, monitoring. So here you see we are getting almost all the metrics. These all are nothing but your metrics. So here you can check if you will maximize it. You can see what is the CPU utilization now. Any guess? 4.42. Left side it is showing the percentage, right side it is showing the time. So you can see now in every 5 minutes it will give you that value. So right now it is 4.45. The CPU utilization is 4.45. Now the network in speed is, means by using the interface, how much traffic is going in and how much traffic is going out. So see, this is this is something 10.0K, right? And here it is 2.00K. And if if I will copy the public IP address of the same machine, and if I'll start sending the traffics to this machine, then what will happen? The same network in speed will increase. Network speed will increase. Let's say I am sending the traffic till now multiple times I have. send the traffic. Now if I go to monitoring option and if I enlarge the network, network, what do we call it? Network in matrix, then here you can see if you refresh it, and this is showing 5 minutes. So next 5 minutes means 5:55, whatever the output will come, the graph will bring it up, right? Let's say if we are going to keep it in second, for example, see, 5 seconds I keep. It is going up, guys. Are you able to see the graph is going
Yes,
up,
sir.
right?
Yes, sir.
So network in speed is increasing. It means that even if the network speed will be more in bytes, then again the data delivery will be slow. So this matrix shows how you are going to monitor. And further, let's say network out. Network out if you need to. So how will we check network out? Anybody can guess how to check network out? How to check network out speed? If I need to increase network out, so how will I check? Any guess? Anybody? See, network in and network out means that, I'm sorry, if if I am looking to reach to this server, so what this server is doing, this server is delivering the data to us. So server is also reaching somewhere through the network out. So whatever the text we are able to see right now, it is just because the server is giving us this data. So will network out will also increase as per your same traffic. Next one is network packet in. If you see uh, the how many number of packets are going in and how many number of packets getting out, you will be seeing that also. Number of packets we have just seen nearly 30 to 14 between of. I have seen 32.6 packets. Now, if you need to count each packet, you can count by using this feature, guys. Network in, network out, and metadata, no token, metadata. And if you click on I button, as you can see, it will give you the purpose of that particular matrix. It is telling the number of times the instance metadata service IMDS was successfully accessed using a method that does not use token. So metadata means the information of the machine, information about the machine. In CPU credit usage, that is again a feature. CPU credit balance, that is again a feature of CPU. So by default, if you create the machine, these 8 metrics are getting generated. So now, if you need to take any action, then you will be taking the action based on this CPU utilization, right? Based on this CPU utilization. Or else you can take the decision based on this network in bytes or network out bytes. It's completely depends on you if you are setting up the auto scaling or manual scaling also. And guys, this is one thing that you need to know. And the second, that is very much important point here that you need to understand before auto scaling is when we do scaling or auto scaling. So this is of two types, guys. One we used to call vertical auto scaling, and second is your horizontal auto scaling. Remember, when we are saying vertical and horizontal, so vertical generally it comes under manual scaling more. Manual scaling more it will be. More into manual. More into manual. Whereas horizontal will be more into auto. More into auto scaling. I'm not telling all together like this is only which we do have. only auto scaling under the horizontal, not like vertical is not only manual. Vertical can be also be auto scaled. Vertical can be also manually scaled. But in that case, in that case, if I'll give you about the percentage of AWS, so mostly if you are using some resource vertically, if you need to auto scale the vertical resource, it will take much more time in terms of much more setups you have to do, right? Which does not require. Manually you can do. When it comes to horizontal auto scaling, it is easy and simple. You can easily auto scale resources automatically. So if I tell you vertical scaling and horizontal scaling, main focus is on these two, vertical scaling and horizontal scaling. So if I'll make a simple axis, so these axis we can call horizontal axis, horizontal, that is x here, minus x, this is y, and minus y. So what is horizontal auto scaling? It means that let's suppose your ideal condition is here, or somewhat here is your ideal condition. Means you are using 2 GB RAM here, let's say. Now auto scaling will happen then if you are adding somewhat more machines on the same, more machine on the same. Let's say it is up 2 GB, you have added plus 2 more GB. Means in the machine, if it is one machine of 2 GB RAM, this is again another machine of 2 GB RAM. This is another machine of 2 GB RAM. Machine I'm telling. On RAM will not add it only. The entire machine, identical machine will be added. What will be added? Identical machines will be added. The adding up adding identical machine, identical machine says this is scale out, right? Scale out. Once you reached here, let's suppose you reached here now. You reached here. So total you do have 6 GB RAM in three different machine. Three machine you are using. Now this number of machine will increase if the workload you will apply. If you remove the workload from here, then it will go backside. It will go towards minus x. So this process we use to call scale in. Means if your resource are increasing, then you can call it is scale out. If your resources are decreasing, or you can say shrinking, then you can call it scale in. Means this side. Scale out this side, scale in this side. So here you can keep out, here you can keep in. I hope you understand, guys. Horizontal scaling. Is it clear to everybody? Guys, can you all hear me?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
So now we talk about vertical scaling. So when you go in vertical scaling, this y-axis, let's suppose this is 0 0.0 and 0 0.0 it is, and your resource is somewhat here. Let's say it is 2 GB RAM. Okay. So in vertical scaling, what you will do is you will add you will add 2 more GB RAM. Here you will add 2 more GB RAM. Right? You cannot add identical machines. You will be adding 2 more GB RAM here. Now it will reach here. So total here it will show 4 GB. 4 GB, 4 GB RAM. And 4 GB RAM of one machine. One machine it will be now. 4 GB RAM of one machine. Initially there was only 2 GB RAM of what? Same machine. Machine is one only. Machine is the same. The number of machine is same. The hardware configurations we are increasing. So these features we used to call scale on. We are scaling on, right? And if you receive the multiple traffic workload, so it will get scale on. If you reduce the workload, then it will get scale off, right? So we have seen scale in, scale out, scale on, scale. Correct? Understand? Did you get the clarity, guys? If not, I'll repeat one more time. Let's suppose this is your vertical scaling. Vertical scaling means the machine is here. Let's suppose it is having 2 GB RAM, so one virtual CPU, 20 GB storage, and one virtual network interface, or we can say ENI. This is the setup of this virtual machine. So when the workload will come, and if you are going to scale it out, so the machine, the VM will be same VM, same VM can have somewhat different configuration. This 2 will increase to 4 GB RAM. The virtual CPU will increase to 2 virtual CPU. 20 GB storage you can increase to 40 GB storage. At the place of 1 ENI you can use 2 ENI. But the machine will be the same in the vertical scale. Whereas in horizontal scaling, let's suppose this is a machine where 1 GB RAM, one virtual CPU, 10 GB storage, one elastic network interface we do have into this VM. Now if you increase the workload, then identical machine will be added here. Another VM will be added here. 1 GB RAM, one virtual CPU, 10 GB storage, one ENI. This will be identical and plus one more. If you need to add again, it will be keep adding the same configuration you have to add. And again, if you remove number of machine, let's say now number of machine is 1, 2, 3. If your workload will reduce, then it will remove this one and this one. It will become only one machine or two machine as per your system. Is it clear, guys?
Yes,
Guys,
sir.
it is clear.
Yes, sir.
So next, so once you are going to create the auto scaling, let's say that is horizontal. So remember, when I said if it is a virtual machine, 1 GB RAM, one virtual CPU, 10 or 20 GB storage, one elastic network. This is this is if you need to auto scale, guys, you need not to create the machine separately. What you have to do is you have to first create the configuration. You have to create the configuration first. Configuration of 1 GB RAM, one virtual CPU, one 10 GB storage here. So first of all, you will do the configuration. So Adnan is having a question. Adnan is saying, Sir, I have a small question. Can we use load balancer and auto scaling both at the same time? Yes, Adnan, you can use both load balancer and auto scaling at the same time. If so, how the horizontal scaling gets set up in targeting automatically? Very good. So you are telling like if you are doing auto scaling. In the auto scaling, if your resource will get auto scale, means number of machine will get increased. So, sorry. So the target group will automatically get the entire machines, right? Why? How it will get? For example, if we keep scaling same new machines, how we add them into the target group? Just pop up in my head. But this is very genuine question, and I appreciate, your question, Adnan. So what happened, Adnan? If you remember, if you remember, I have told you this is this is what I am trying to explain you for now. If you create the configuration, if you create the configuration, okay. So this configuration name you will give. You will give the name of this configuration. Let's say I have given as a machine only. I have given the name of this configuration as a machine. Means if by using this configuration, if any virtual machine will get created, so the name of this machine will become machine. So now if you auto scale it, if you auto scale, so how many number of machine will get created? Their name will be only machine. Their name will be only machine. This is machine 1, machine 2, machine 3, machine 4. These all are the machines only, and they automatically they will go into the same target. Same target. Understand? Adnan, did you get some clarity?
I didn't actually. If we do it, I think I can understand.
Okay, so once we will do it, then easily you will be able to understand.
Yeah. Okay.
So let's suppose here, if you are creating your configuration now, only configuration, not virtual machine, not virtual machine. Why? Because by doing this configuration, you can create the virtual machine. And further, this configuration, you will be calling it as a launch template. Launch. So what is launch template? Launch template is the configuration. Launch template is the configuration for creating EC2 instances. Instances. It is the configuration for creating EC2 instance. So if you need to understand the difference between in launch template in virtual machine, launch template in virtual machine. So it is only the configuration. It is only the configuration. It is it is only the configuration in the virtual machine. Increase one more step ahead. Configuration plus deployment has been done. Or you can say it is yet to be deployed. Yet to be deployed. Yet to be deployed. And this is deployed already. Deployed already. Means you are just setting up the options. You're just setting up the options. Here, after setting up the options, you are creating the machine. Here, you will just set up the options under the launch tab, right? Under the launch tab. So, guys, let's do it now. Let's do it. We do have 11:47, 13. This will take maximum half an hour and will complete. So, before starting auto scaling, you need to create a launch template. Launch. In this launch template is the configuration of virtual machine. When I'm telling identical, guys, so this configuration you are keeping 1 GB RAM, one CPU, one ENI, and 20 GB of RAM. So this configuration you are keeping it here. So once the workload will increase, by using the same configuration, identical machine will get created, right? You will able to see it now. Let's suppose you want to create a launch template. So if you scroll it up the left menu, are you able to see the third option under the instances is launch templates, guys? Third option under the instances is launch templates.
Yes,
So
sir.
if you go into this, you can easily create a launch. So you can see it is a streamline, simplify, and standardize instance launches. You can use a template to automate instance launches. You can use this template so that automatically instances will get launched based on the policy and the setup which you are doing. So we can just create here a launch template. So here you can give the template name, let's say my template, in the version of template. Let's say this is going to be the first version of template you can give. And if you have some tags, you can add this, you can add the tag to this template. If you do have template, source template, you can add it here. But we are not going to add it here. What we are going to do is we will be using a template from here. Let's suppose we are into Windows only, so we will select the Windows. We will select the Windows. Under the Windows, I'm going to use Windows Server 2022 base, right? Windows Server 2022 base. And after this, the instance type that we can use here is T2 micro, right? So we are not creating virtual machine. Please make sure we are not creating virtual machine. In here, if you can see the key pair, so let's say I'm using the app server 1 key pair. If you need, you can create new one. In subnet and security group. Subnet and security group, we are not selecting for now because we are new into the networking, so we leave it as it is. We are not including like this particular template should go into which network, like that. And if you need to see the security group, so here automatically it is telling select existing security. And the EBS volume is your root volume only. So we will try to launch it. We will try to launch this template. So now if you see this template, so it is just like a configuration. It is not created. You cannot even get the option of connect and deployment is not yet done. It is just a template, the setup that we got it, right? The setup which we now by using the same setup, you will use the auto scaling group. So we'll go to the auto scaling groups now. So I'm telling you the basic features, but there are advanced feature also which you will be learning once we will dive in deep of AWS further. Then you will be learning the entire feature of auto scaling also. So here you can see here you can click to create auto scaling group. You can give the name of your auto scaling group. Let's say auto scale GP. And it is telling us to select the template. So the template is our template which we have just created in the first version, means the first which we have created. That is what we are going to use. If you modify, the version will get changed. So we will move to the next of this. We have given a name and we have selected the template. Now, sorry, if you select the this VPC, if you select the if you select the default VPC, it is not having permission. If it is not having permission, so we can use the lab VPC. We can use the lab VPC. And Under the lab VPC, what all are the subnets we are using? Let's say you can use public subnet 1, you can use public subnet 2, right? These two public subnets you can use. Or if you want that, your machine should be into private subnet, you can select the private subnets, right? And you can see, for most application, you can use multiple availability zone for EC2 auto scaling across different availability zone. Your machine can create in public subnet 1 and public subnet 2 also. And these two we have selected and we'll move to the next. Availability zone distribution is a different strategy that you will be learning. So Adnan, as you said, can we add the load balancer here? So see, there is an option. Use the options below to attach your auto scaling group to existing load balancer. So what we can do is, if we can attach it to the load balancer, if we need to attach it to the load balancer, then what we have to do is, we have to select the target group here again. And after auto scaling, how many number of machines will come, that will be the part of the same target group. So for the first time, I am showing you without load balancer. So next time if I will show you, I will show you with load balancer. Okay. So this is no load balancer for now. And these all are the additional features that we do have. So I'm not going to modify this feature. This is again having a health check, guys. Right? So it will just replace unhealthy instance with the healthy instance, right? That you will be seeing later on. Now, what is the desired capacity? Desired capacity means if you will create the auto scaling group, if you create the auto scaling group, at the same time, how many number of machines you need? So you say one. And scaling limit, minimum desired one, maximum it can be two. If we need to auto scale, initially it will be creating only one machine. Once will increase the load, then it will increase one more machine, right? So first one machine, and second is once the load will increase, then it will bring us one more machine. So total two will come once after scaling. Without scaling one, after scaling, right? And after that it will come to the desired capacity, means one machine, right? You can keep desire 4, maximum 6, minimum 2, like that you can also keep, but we are not going to do the overuse of resource for now, so we are just keeping as it is. And now it is telling what is the agent, what is the reason of auto scaling, guys. There should be something on the basis of it should auto scale. On the basis of it should auto scale. So it is telling no scaling policy. But here, if you apply any target tracking scaling policy, so what it will do? It will try. It will it will just check whether if you achieve, let's say, here it is CPU utilization 50%. CPU utilization is 50%. So if you say if your CPU utilization is 60%, target value is 60%, average CPU utilization is 60%. If your CPU utilization is reaching more than 60, at the same time it will auto scale. Or if you need to add your CPU utilization 40% also you can add. It's up to you. And uh, after 40 means 40 is the CPU utilization, percentage of CPU utilization. Once it will cross 40%, it will auto scale. Now if the next machine will come. So how much time it should take for warm up? So you say 2 minutes, 120 seconds, right? So within 2 minutes, the next machine will come up. Now, in below than that instance maintenance policy you do. That again you will be learning in detail. Means if the new machines are getting created, so whether you want to, you know, keep the data or you want to keep that machine or you want to remove that machine. So for now, we are just removing the machine. No policy means machine will get removed. Other policy, launch before terminating, terminate and launch. These all are other policies that we do have to maintain the machines, that you will be seeing in detail. And you do have enable instance scale in protection, so it will not delete any machine if you can go ahead with this. Sorry. Next, and if you want to add notification, guys, if you want to add notification, like once it will auto scale the time you should get the notification, once on launching, terminating, or fail to launch or fail to terminate, you need to get the notification. For that, you need to create a topic. So for topic, let's say you can give the name like my topic, and then here you can give your email ID, right? Here you can give the email ID. Now let's see whether we do have permission to create the topic or not. Next, so I think I forgot whether it is having permission or not, but it will come once the setup will get ready. Now, if we go in tags, here we can give the name. So here I'm giving the name of machine as a machine. So first time, see, it will apply to all instance, right? Or tag new instances, or you want to keep just for namesake. So we are going to tag all new instance. All the new instance name will become machine, right? And we will click on next, and then we will just create auto scaling group. If notification permission won't be there, it will show us error. Neither you will receive one mail, you will receive a mail from AWS site. So we can even check it out by using the same service called SNS, whether the notification has been created or not, the topic has been created or not. So we can just click here and we can go to the topics. There is no permission, guys. That's why there is no topics, right? So SNS is not working for this lab. It means that it means that we will not get notification. Neither you need to subscribe, right? So here, this is our auto scaling group. And once you open this group, here under this, you will be getting the activity. Under this, you will be getting the activity. See, this is the activity on the right corner. So right now, what activity is happening? So it is telling launching a new EC2 instance. It means that one machine is getting launched. If we need to verify, we can go to the instances. This machine has been created now. This machine has been created. And if you go to monitoring of this machine, after few minutes, it will start giving you the CPU utilization. CPU utilization. Right? For now, I think no data is there. Let's keep 5 seconds for now. So it is in between of 5 and 6 for now. Sorry, 0.00075. So CPU utilization is below 0 now. Once the machine will get ready, once the machine will get ready, then you can connect the machine, right? And you can increase the, what do we say? You can increase the CPU utilization. But there is no public IP address, guys. There is no public IP address. How will we connect this one? So for that we will be using elastic IP address, right? And we will try to associate here, and later on we'll connect the machine and we'll try to increase the CPU utilization. Once the CPU utilization will increase more than 40%, at the same time one more machine will come up here. So what we will do is we will add one more IP, sorry, only one IP, because it is not having public IP address. So we'll go to elastic IP and we'll create a elastic IP for this machine. Elastic IP will get created and we can associate it. We can click on actions and we can associate this elastic IP with the machine called machine. This is machine. And we can just associate it. So now the machine is having the public IP address, right? If we refresh it once, this will give the public IP address, which is 44 dot, which is 44.228.137.134. This is your public IP address. So now what we will do is, now we can connect to this machine. We'll go to RDP and we can just click here to get the password. And we have used the key pair called app server 1. So we'll upload the same key and we will decrypt the password now. So we'll get the password, we'll download the remote desktop file and we'll try to connect it. We'll try to connect it. See, we need to remember one thing, whether the security group which has been created, whether RDP permission is there or not. So it is not coming, it means that RDP permission is not there. So we will go to the instance. You can modify the security group of it from here, or else you can modify the security group of template. So for now, let's modify the security group which has been associated with this machine. So we can just edit the inbound rule and we can add one rule, removing that one, and we can just keep RDP, remote desktop protocol, from anywhere IPv4, and we can set the rule, right? And now if I'll try to connect with the machine, then it won't say not connecting, right? It will just connect now. This machine will get connected. So once this machine will get connected, that time we will check the CPU utilization. So now if you see, now if you go to the instance and from outside, if you check the CPU utilization, so somewhat around some value will be getting, let's say before 10 seconds, during 10 seconds, how much percent it is showing? 12%. How much it is showing? 12%. See, there is a circle. 12% is CPU utilization for now we do have. 12% we do have, guys, right? Above the 12% now. And now it is increasing, right? Let's see how much it will increase. 14, somewhat around 14% now. So the machine has been connected. Machine has been connected. So what we can do here to increase the CPU utilization. And you can also open the task manager here to verify what is the CPU utilization. Task manager. We can open here task manager. So if we go to performance, and here you can see the CPU utilization. So it is again somewhat around, in between of it, 10, 4, 10, 20, like that. The CPU utilization is coming. So if we need to increase, we can open some application. If it would be Linux, we can just trace it out. But for now, let's say we'll open Paint. Sorry. Once I started opening the Paint, CPU utilization has reached once to 39%. But again, it has been reduced. So this is Paint, guys, and this one application we can add. In another application, let's say we open Microsoft Edge. Microsoft Edge app open, and one is fine. Edge has been open now. So meanwhile, We can keep checking whether the CPU utilization is very close to 40 or not. So this is, this browser is going to take much more CPU part. It is, it got, so I guess it will be coming in few seconds. Ah, start without data, confirm and continue, confirm and start browsing. And let's suppose we are going to use YouTube, YouTube here, right? Because we want that the CPU utilization anyhow it should increase. So I'm just running one YouTube into this, and so overall, let's minimize and check whether the uh, utilization is able to increase or not. So here, if we go in trending, what is trending now on YouTube? If we check it now, some videos will come, maybe. So, so these all are the things which are coming. Let's see this phone, and we will just minimize it now. We'll minimize this, and we'll minimize the paint also, and we will open now some others application. Let's say see 72 64%, guys, can you see now? 47, 45, 46, the CPU utilization is increasing and decreasing, right? So what will happen in the back? This is your machine. If you open it again, so what will happen? The CPU utilization from last few minutes, so last few seconds, if you see, it has crossed 40%, 47. And if you see last 1 second, it may be more. It may be more. As per your, data which are transferring from your machine to this, it will take, there is some, delay, but it has crossed 40%, right? If it has crossed 40%, so we will go back to auto scaling group, and we will check the we'll check the instance now. Even without going to the auto scaling, if you go to the instances, if you reload it, one more machine will come. See guys, how many machine we got? One more machine, right? Got it? See, one more machine by the same name, machine. Two machine came, and its utilization is 13%. In the comparison, you can do a both utilization if you open the same. Comparison will come once the both will show the traffics, means the utilization. So both machines are here now. It has been auto scale. If you need to check the activity of this, you can see now activity. It is selling like waiting for instance warm up. Your instance is getting warm up now. It is launching a new instance. So this activity has been added. So if your CPU utilization is increasing 40%, at the same time it is auto scaling. Like the same, if you are using some web server, so you can decide number of traffic, means percentage of traffic. If this much percentage of traffic will come, so what should be the status of your auto scaling group? I hope it is clear to everybody. Auto scaling group, guys.
Yes, sir.
Is it clear?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
And the output is right in front of you. Desired capacity, we have selected only one. Now it has been changed to two. Minimum was one, maximum was two. So now two machines are coming here. Now two machines are coming. Some of you will get confused whether both machines are having same configuration or not. So you can check it now. Let's say I'm checking the below one machine. Select this below one machine, and if you scroll it down, the instance type is T2 micro, right? And if you deselect it, and if you select the top one, if you scroll it up, the instance type is T2 micro. So both are T2 micro, means both are identical because we have used the launch template. In the launch template, what all are the configuration that we do have? It will take the same configuration T2 by Q. Next one is the load balancer, guys. Next one is the load balancer. So again, for the load balancer, we have created some virtual machine already, and we are balancing the load. But what we will do in future, we will create the template, and in the template itself, we will be giving some script so that the web server will get created. Once the web server will get created, we'll associate that web server in the security group. In the security. So, Adnan was having a question. Adnan, are you there? Adnan, are you there? So, see, guys,
Yeah.
yeah. So, Adnan, see, if next time, if you are going to create load balancer, auto scaling group, and target group, all things together, if you are going to create, it means that if you create the target group for the first time, let's suppose you are creating a target group. So simply you have to create the target group for instances, right? You create the target group for instance, you give the name. Let's say this is my target group. This is my target group. And then you can select your VPC and health check, keep it as it is. And once you move to the next, now it is telling what instance you want to include. What all are your registered targets? So you will not select any target for now. You will not select any target for now. So what will you do? You will just create a target group. You will just create a target group. This target group is created, target GP, right? If you see, we have created two target group. So one, we leave this because we have done the work. Now I have created this target group. There is no target. There is no target to this target group. Now, if I'll go back to create the auto scaling group, see this option. If I'll go back to create auto scaling group, here if I'll give the new auto scaling group, right? So you can select the template. Whatever the template you want, you can select, right? And further, the same template will create multiple machines, right? Multiple machines that will be identical. Let's suppose if you are selecting the VPC, which option I'm trying to show you will come up here. Come up here. See, if I'll go to the next, and then now it is telling us attach load balancer. So here it is attach existing load balancer. Now your load balancer, choose from your load balancer target group. Now what you are selecting here, see, you are selecting your target group. Adnan, you are selecting your target group here. Under your auto scaling group, you are not selecting load balancer. What you are selecting? Your target group. So automatically your number of machines which will get created will go into this target group. And further, you will be having the same URL of your load balancer. By using it, you will be able to access all the server one by one by using the load balancer. Here we are selecting the target group. There is no relation for now here with the load balancer to the auto scaling, but the relation is there between target group and the load balancer. I hope I made it clear to you now, Adnan.
Yeah, I got it.
Perfect. So, guys, this is for today, and successfully we have completed auto scaling and load balancing also. Apart from what is pending now, these parts are pending. These, these can you see these parts now? These parts are pending. Spot resource saving reserve dedicated capacity reservation. So on Monday, We will be taking half an hour time or 40 minutes time. I'll explain all these five types of purchasing options to you. All the types of purchasing options. And then it will complete. The EC2 will get complete completely. It will get completed, right? So guys, we are done for the